Hello. Yeah, today, I have a very interesting video I want to comment on. It was a session at the ongoing Intra-Africa Trade Fair in Algiers. It's a fireside chat with President Olusegun Obasanjo, my favorite Nigerian president. And he says so many very interesting things. I want to react to one particular thing, and then maybe tomorrow I will do another one, because this man, for me, like I said, is my favorite president, and he talks he talks very differently from many African leaders, and he's very experienced, and all the things he say. Now, like anybody else, I have different opinions about some things he says, but I like to listen to him because he's a guide. Yes, he's a guide. He's a experienced man, and he's someone that all over Africa we can all learn from his experience. Okay, so let's go and see and listen to him. Right.
Before we get to the AFCFTA, I want to see if I'm understanding you correctly. Are you saying that, as you said, humanity and economics are two different issues when it comes to the capitalist system in the Western construct? Many of our countries on the continent have been trying to get a greater voice for Africa on the global stage. As you said, we're not shaking the stage just yet. They've been trying to get their voice heard at the table of the World Bank. They've been trying to get their voice heard at the table of the IMF, as you were saying. They've been trying to get their voice heard and respected even at the table of the United Nations. And one can question how successful that has been. So when you say, what can we do in terms of making sure that Africa gets a better return for its goods, are you saying we must stop putting our attention to tables and rooms that perhaps don't really regard us, and we should start focusing a lot more on current solutions that Africans have crafted for themselves in the form of the IATF and the AFCFTA, sir? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think you got me a little bit wrong.
That's why I asked for clarity.
I told you that I belong, and I still belong, to an organization that we call Interaction Council. And when I saw and I understand the world in which we live in as a result of my interacting with the leaders, then I started questioning. And what I got from my questioning is, look, you are in a world and you are going through a world that was not created for you.
Sure.
So if a thing is not created for you and you want to use it and you are not in control of it, what purpose will it serve you? The World Bank was not created for us. The IMF was not created for us. And if we know that, then how we make use of these institutions will be different from the way we make use of them. Let me give you an example.
Let me take some time to talk about what you just said. The IMF and the World Bank was not created for us. So he says, now, if you want to use something that was not created for you, You need to know how you use it. That is fantastic. Because a lot of our leaders cry and complain that the IMF, the World Bank, is doing something contrary to their benefits. He just said it. It wasn't created for you. Now, see, by the time the IMF and World Bank were created, Africa was in a different place. And in truth, they were not thinking about us. So we need to think clearly when we want to use the solutions that they propose. See, the thing is this, like I've talked about the IMF once, maybe some years ago, when I watched a video of a Nigerian leader was talking about the IMF did this and did that, devalued. They wanted us to devalue our currency, blah blah blah. I asked myself the question: the IMF didn't come to us; we went to them because we needed something. See, if we understand that the IMF wasn't created for us and the solutions was not designed for us, we understand that. And if we didn't go to them, they won't give us that solution. Anyway, let's continue.
When I left public office in 1979, I decided to go into farming. My dear sister, the rate of naira to dollar in 1979 was 1 naira to $1.85. 1 naira
Sure.
was equal to $1.85.
That's almost parity. Almost.
Not parity, almost 2.
Yeah.
Naira was almost $2. Today, we have a situation where $1 is 1,600 naira. What has Nigeria done to devalue its currency to that extent? Something must be wrong. And I don't believe in my own life. And I was talking of 1979, 1980. How far ago was that? 1980 to 2000, 20 years, 45 years.
Sure.
What have we done? What is it? I know we have done some bad things, but is it so bad that our money has been so devalued that it's not even worth the paper on which it is printed? Something must be wrong. Now, if something is wrong, what can we do? The African Bank is coming up and say, look, we don't need to look for dollar. We shouldn't need to look for euro if we are transacting business between Algeria and Uganda. You need the man or the seller in Uganda. He wants Ugandan shilling. He doesn't want dollar. He doesn't want euro.
Sure.
Now, if you can give him or her Ugandan shilling, then why should he be looking for dollar? Why should then the dollar be so made that it makes my own currency worthless? Now, that is the sort of thing I believe we should be looking at. What should we do that will make us no longer dependent on these institutions that were not made for us?
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. And one of it is this, as I said, IATF. And I was going, before you stopped me, that Africa Continental Trade Fair, agreement,
Yes.
or free trade area,
Yes.
is another one.
Okay. Wow. This great man, yes, that's what I call him, because he's great. Like I said again, I will say it again. He's the best president in Nigeria, ever in Nigeria, in my lifetime. Yeah. I would have been opportune to meet him as an adult. I met him once, I think, as a young man with my father, as an adult in London, when we invited him to the Professionals for Africa group in London. Unfortunately, before he came, I had a stroke and I was in hospital when he came, so I didn't meet him. Anyway, the points he made, fantastic points. A system that was not made for you will not suddenly change its mode of business to accommodate you. Now, for me, we put ourselves in the position where we're struggling. Because, like I said earlier, we are the people who go to the IMF, who go to the World Bank. And the solutions they will give us is a solution that they have designed for the people who they built the system for. And that was not for Africa. You see, till now, we have traded more with outsiders, Europe, Asia, South America, North America, than with our neighbors. And this is something we need to stop. Well, I'm not saying stop trading with them, but we need to increase drastically the amount of trade we do with our neighbors. See, and one of the key benefits of trading with our neighbors, like I said, they don't need dollars, euros. If I can give my Ghanaian seller the money in cedis, why does he need dollar? No. If I can give my Kenyan sellers Kenyan shillings, why does he need dollars? If I can give my South African sellers rand, why does he need dollars? So we can trade within ourselves in Africa with our local currencies. And why doing that? One thing is very, very important. We'll be improving our services and products little by little, so that in a short space of time, with massive trading with our neighbors, we increase the value of our products to reach global standards or even higher. And we improve our processes to global standards. By the time we now go out more outside Africa, our standards are high. Our products are world class. Our services are world class. And our processes are world class. Then, when we step into these global institutions, we're not begging. We have something of value. And I'll tell you, if we bring something of value at world-class standard, they will not treat us like the doormats. No. So when Africans want global institutions to treat us as equals, unfortunately, it will not happen because we have not shown that standard. But when we improve our products, our services, our processes to world standard or even beyond, when we are at the forefront to show people how to do things, they will treat us like equals. In fact, we will lead so many of the processes. Right now, China is doing that in so many areas. So that's what we need to do. What President Obasanjo just laid out, it's one thing I will encourage my young Africans to look at. There are so many services and products that your neighbors in your country want. Start providing the services and products. Your neighboring countries want something. If you can provide those things, you will earn some money. These are the things we need to do. Yes, it might be hard, but nothing good has ever come easy. So let us forget that, oh, we want something. No. We want opportunities to provide something. We should be happy that there are opportunities, and there are so many opportunities in Africa to provide something to our neighbors, to our neighboring countries, and then to the whole world. If you benefited from this video, give it a thumbs up, comment to share your thoughts, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Bye.